Peace, love, and balance, everybody. Peace, love, and balance, everybody. It's your girl, Isha, the goddess of wisdom, also known as Goddess on the Rise, the Copper Queen, the Flower Hoodie Queen, bringing this sacred energy exchange to y'all. So happy Wednesday, y'all. It's Witchy Wednesday. I haven't done like a Wednesday reading in a while. And I said, what better days than do the Solitary Witch Part 3 live, okay? This is the Solitary Witch Part 3. If you do not know, the Copper Queen is a solitary witch. And a solitary witch just means I practice in my spiritual practices alone without a coven. Peace, King. I decided, it just works better for me because not everybody is meant to be in a large group, in a large coven, sisterhood or brotherhood. Sometimes it is actually more challenging to manifest things into your life when you're in a larger group, because a lot of people are getting to benefit from everything you're manifesting from, okay? And everybody may not even be moving the way that you're moving intentionally wise, so somebody else is getting your spiritual gifts, and it's taking you forever to get yours. So when you practice alone, you get manifestations instantly because it's based off specifically you and you only, because birds of a feather flock together, and you can be guilty by association. So if you're around somebody in a group and they be doing things in the background and you don't understand why your life is falling apart, because whoever you associate yourself with means you approve of their behavior, okay? If you associate yourself with people, you approve of their behavior, so you can get either benefits from their behaviors or punishments from their behavior. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are held highly accountable. So I'm a solitary witch for those reasons, okay? So I'm about to get in deep today. I didn't really necessarily do a lot of studying about this topic. It came to me naturally, but I did just do some research because y'all know I like to have some notes to point out some things I'm going to say. Before I do that, I want to show y'all a couple of things I have new in stock in the shop, so y'all can know. So y'all know, ladies and gentlemen, we got the voodoo dolls. Y'all know the voodoo dolls are on goddessontherise.life. Please check these out. I tell y'all, yes, voodoo dolls have been used for harm, but they've also been used for healing. So you can make a doll that resembles yourself to heal yourself, to earn money, to grow, you know what I'm saying, to change and all that, things positive, to find love, you know what I'm saying. And they do come with pens. So when you buy a doll, you get a pen with different colors so you can utilize, okay? It comes with pens, all right? And then these are my new pendulums y'all got in stock. See these? These are my new pendulums. They are copper pendulums. These are copper. And let me show you how they open up. See, they open up so you can put you a little trinket inside. I have a clear quartz inside, because clear quartz and copper, and it's a little tiny one. You see how little it is? You can get you a little tiny stone like this or something else that can fit inside your pendulum. It's shaped like an oval, like an egg. You put it inside. And I do, if you go on my website, goddessontherise.life, I do have a description of what to utilize, how to utilize these, okay? People have used these for Reiki, people have, healed people's bodies and all that. And on top of that, yes, getting yes or no answers, but also identifying what diseases are in the bodies and everything. Pendulums, y'all, copper pendulums, okay? And then we have my newest deck, okay? It's called All Embracing Palmistry Fortune Telling Playing Cards. Y'all, these cards are dope. I'm gonna have to yeah, these cards are pretty dope, y'all. If you look inside, y'all know I'm a fortune teller, so I always work with playing cards anyway. And they're very large too. I love that about them. So look, it has the Jack of Hearts, and it literally gives you a description on how to read somebody's hand, plus what the fortune telling meaning of that card is. And y'all know I love the playing cards. It's about the sweets, okay? It's about the fortune telling. And it does come with some instructions as well. These 3 extra additional cards for instructions. And these, I just posted these on my website yesterday, goddessontherise.life. If y'all want to check those out, please and thank y'all, okay? Check those out. All right, and y'all know my other most newest deck is going to be my Egyptian cartomancy deck with the playing cards, where you can strictly learn how to read fortune telling, okay? I am going to be doing a reading with this deck soon, okay? I really am. I pulled a couple of cards in the last reading I did, I believe so. But this is a 5 deck. I already showed y'all a few times with that deck. And then, ladies, before we even get started, y'all need to get y'all portal protectors, okay? Protect the portal, okay? Protect the life force, okay? Protect your divine feminine. These are on my website, goddessontherise.life, okay? I'm going to go in about that today as well with this live, okay? On why we need to start protecting the portal, because it's crazy out here, okay? It's crazy out here, y'all. All right, so shout out to the Goth tribe. Shout out to the Moors. All right, shout out to the healers, the shamans, the priestesses, the witches, the warlocks, whatever you identify. All right, y'all, unks and feathers up. Unks and feathers up, okay? All black everything. So look, y'all, I want to start off with this first book, all right? It is called The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Women. Somebody literally just posted about this book recently, and I was like, and I had already been thinking about doing this live, and that was like confirmation, like it's time. Okay, when I read this book, y'all, real talk, I recommend men, women, and people of all cultures to read this book. I'm not even joking. Like it opened my eyes about a lot of stuff I did know, but the way they put it into one thing really makes you realize the impact of it all and the truth of it all. Okay, so this is the book. I highly recommend you get this book. All right, The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Women. And then we about to go in, y'all. So, and people, I like tell people, this is why I'm a this is like one of the biggest reasons why I'm a solitary witch. Okay, so look, y'all know I got some notes here, so I'm gonna start off. I got my notes on my tablet, so I did just post some of this stuff recently on my page, and I posted the link, and I have it on YouTube too, where you can go read this information for yourself. But here's this. It got right here: Black witches debunk the biggest myths about the occult. European misconception of blackness and witchcraft, and are still influencing today's views on witches and traditional non-Christian religions. Okay, all right, and then here we go right here. This is I'm gonna be reading all this. Y'all know how I do. This is a reading. So look, an old common misconception of witches is that they're all white. Another is that they're associated with the devil. African and Black American culture has long included non-traditional spirituality that's been misunderstood by white communities as well as our own. Okay, as well as our own. The devil is a Christian thing. Christians came up with that. That doesn't actually play into witchcraft as we know it. Okay, it's just totally different. Practicing witchcraft is often portrayed as the opposite of Christianity, which is untrue. And I tell people that a lot of spiritual practices stem from Catholicism. They had to include it by force. I told y'all, go read my what was it, was the Black Codes versus Witchcraft Act live I just did, about how the reason why we started practicing Christianity and Catholicism anyway, included it into our spiritual practices, because it was forced to us, because the laws was passed on it. Okay, towards the melanated peoples. And you weren't even when you wasn't melanated, Christianity was pushed on everybody. Because that's another thing I want to tell y'all: everybody that was some kind of Irish or Caucasian or whatever culture didn't believe in Christianity, and it was being so heavily forced on everybody that you had to get on board or you could be killed too. They didn't care that you was Caucasian like them. If you didn't agree with them, you would be killed right next to a black man or a white or a black woman or something like that, if you even tried to fight them. So people just did what they had to do. So look, it got right here. It has popular lore surrounding the Torres Salem witch trials brings to mind images of white women and white girls being harmed or perceived for their perceived witchcraft, which is true. So yes, white women and white young girls got locked up, persecuted, treated terribly because of witchcraft. But however, of the 100 or more people persecuted, killed, or both during the trials, which lasted from the spring of 1692 until May 1693, majority of them were black. That is very true. So majority of the men and women being persecuted, traumatized, locked up, killed, abused, tortured, and all that were predominantly black. Okay, were predominantly black. Okay, they don't like to show those pictures of that though. They always make it seem like it was only people from Caucasian or European descent. Then again, this has directly impacted how black witches have been perceived in America and has contributed to misunderstanding about non-white spiritual practices. Okay, that was a big scoop that I wanted y'all to hear first before I dive into this. Okay, because I tell people, a lot of people love to say that melanated people in general have an attitude, and specifically black women have attitude as the melanated woman. And hell yes, we have an attitude, and we have a right to have an attitude, and I'm about to get into that. Stop expecting us to be fairy princesses in a world that has not been treating us like princesses and queens ever. Y'all, the results of what y'all got is what y'all been treating us. Okay, it's like, stop being mad. All right, what? It don't make no sense. So look, let's talk about this. This is the crazy part. The world is ran, our country specifically in the U.S., the U.S. corporation is ran by patriarchy, male dominant. Yes, we have females and things in positions now, but even as we've seen, for some of y'all living in Nashville, Tennessee, y'all seen what happened to Megan Berry. You know what I mean? We had a female mayor for the first time, and they couldn't wait to take her take her out of that position over something that males have been doing for centuries when they get in these positions of power. And they never get treated. Arnold Schwarzenegger did the same thing. They didn't do that to him, but they did that to a woman. You see what I'm saying? They did it to a woman. They don't like women being in positions of power regardless, okay? So it has right here, as of January 8th, 2025, 12 states have banned abortion. These 12 states are Alabama, Arkansas, Idaho, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia. So for once, we can never be control of anything, not even our own choice to have children or not. They always doing something to take away our personal rights as a woman. Always. This is our body. We are the people that are going to have to carry the baby for 9 months. And if the father decides to walk away, which happens more often than it should, it's all these single mothers out here. And now you want to take away our rights to have abortions. And you want to know why? I'm explaining it to you. It's not a, see, we think it's just about birth and all that. It's about more than that. It's an economic profit for them to prevent us from being under having abortion rights. You want to know why? Let's go into that. So let's start off here. The GI Bill of 1944 aimed to help all veterans, but black male veterans faced significant obstacles and systematic racism that prevented them from fully benefiting from its provisions, particularly in education and housing. Okay? So let's talk about that. How this is back in 1944. They took away our husband's ability to even give us shelter and be educated himself, which is he couldn't be a provider for us. So what did the women do? With no males to provide, to protect, and honestly, help raise our children, right? Having babies by men. So do y'all want to know why the independent era happened? It was forced upon us. They took our man's ability to take care of us away. And what was women supposed to do? Not do our best to take care of ourselves and survive? We did what we had to do. Our survival modes kicked in. And then that's another thing. Don't forget, women didn't have rights back in those times. We couldn't vote. We couldn't have a job. We could only have babies and get married. So we was forced into marriages back then too. Our mothers and our foremothers have all been forced into marriage because you were not able to work or learn anything and you couldn't vote. So we had years and years of women being heavily enslaved by the patriarchy that keeps passing laws for us to not be able to do anything but marry a man and have a baby. And y'all wonder why we in the shape we in today. Saying women crazy, all this other stuff. Okay, let's go. So it got, now the evolution of public housing started with the New Deal programs of the 1930s, followed by the Housing Act of 1949. As a result, roughly 122,000 public housing units were built across 150 cities by 1942. Eventually, separate and segregated housing projects were constructed in predominantly black and often blighted areas of the same time that black families were being excluded from home ownerships opportunities, reinforcing racialized segregation. So once again, here they go. They're going to build the housings, right? And if y'all remember, when they first built public housings, a lot of our men, as you can see these dates, they were still fighting in the war. So they started all this while our men was in the war. The GI bills was getting wrote up, but they didn't even know why they was fighting in the war, that they was not going to benefit from the GI bill. And meanwhile, they building public housing while our husbands was away. And we had to move into those public houses because guess what? Women couldn't have jobs. So that's what I'm saying. Women couldn't have jobs. So they built public housing. That's how predominantly melanated women got into the projects and public housing. We wasn't supposed to have jobs. So they forced us to go to public housing. What was we supposed to do? So women have always been doing what we've been told. We have been submissive and obedient to men. We haven't had a choice. They've been making all the rules. They've been in the positions of power for a mighty long time and have done a terrible job, if you ask me. I'm saying it. They have failed. A lot of them have failed us. The patriarchy has failed us all. And y'all failing y'all women collectively has caused y'all to fail. Y'all, what did Beyonce say? Don't hurt yourself. Why would you destroy your own woman in general? Melanated or Caucasian, European, it doesn't matter. So look, and then if y'all don't remember, Some of those men, since they didn't want to help them have housing and education and jobs when they got back home, they also wouldn't allow us to move them in. Ain't that something? Y'all remember that? They some of them situations, men was not allowed to move in public housing. Our men came back with PTSD, all these mental illnesses, acting crazy because he was stressed out, because he just went over here and did some terrible things, seen some terrible things, and now he can't even come home to his woman and look at her like a man and put her in a house for all the work he been doing. And he was away, and his kids done got grown, older. They may not respect him anymore because they wonder where he been. What the heck did you expect? Man, let's ring the bell, guys. What the heck did you expect us? What shape did they expect us to be in? And that's how we started turning on each other, brothers and sisters. That trick right there. That trick right there. We didn't even know what was happening, y'all. We didn't. Not back then. The results of that is happening today, though. I want y'all to know this. Okay? So look, here we go right here. It has right here. Black residents and black women specifically face severe exclusion, discrimination, and scrutiny from the states through social welfare programs and other practices tied to surveillance and entitlements. Okay, so they was keeping us under watch too. If you try to sneak your man in, he would get arrested. He would get arrested for sneaking in just to spend a night with his daggone freaking kids. And then she got to add this. She would get threatened to get put out. So if you don't stop, we're gonna put all your kids out and you out, and you're gonna be homeless with your man. So we didn't want our children being homeless. We in a vulnerable situation here. We loved our man. We just had children with him. We didn't understand what was happening, but he couldn't do nothing about it. So guess what? We kicked him out because we couldn't have our kids homeless. That's how they destroyed our families right there. Okay? That's how, and our man forgot about that. He got mad at us because what he probably, you know what's crazy? What they probably would have preferred is us to be homeless with them. Just imagine, I'm going to tell you, I'm keeping it real. Just imagine if melanated women, instead of them choosing to protect their kids, right, and themselves, and stay in public housing and keep our men out, what if we would have decided we're just going to be homeless together? What do you think would have happened if melanated women would have been like, if my husband can't stay here, I'm not staying here, and we would have just been all homeless? What do you think would have happened? Because you got to remember, they wouldn't give us jobs and stuff, especially the women. They would give males, a black man could still get a job over a black woman. They didn't want women in general working. So a black male could get some kind of crop sharing job or factory job, but it was still hard for him to get a job. But they still needed us to be workers. That was the new modern day slavery. They had to pay us now. So we never know what could have happened if we done that. But that's not the results, because we can't tell them how to feel back then and how they was in that panic state. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what we would have did back then. It sounds good. We could talk about it though, but that's not the choice they made. They chose their kids and they chose themselves, and then that's when the hate from black men happened towards the black woman. They hated us now. They felt like we betrayed them. We turned our back on them, and then they started leaving us. Like F them. You know what I'm saying? They don't need us since they got help. Man. And the same men that are so upset with us for those results that us this here right now personally didn't do. Remember I said these are foremothers and grandmothers and all of them that had made these decisions back then. So this is still your grandmama. You mad at what your grandmamas and them did back then, and you're punishing the women, their offspring, which is us. And some of us weren't even born when that stuff happened. All we can do is fix that and accept the fact that what happened to our ancestors was freaking manipulation and discrimination, and it was effed up. Stop punishing each other for something that we didn't have even control of because we weren't even born yet. You know what I'm saying? So look, it got right here. Then the women's rights movement. Okay? The women's rights movement, a diverse social movement, particularly in the 1960s and 70s, fought for equal rights, opportunities, and great personal freedom for women, coinciding with the second wave of feminism. So then we had the women's rights movements taking place, where white women and melanated women and women all over the world was like, F this stuff, enough is enough. So then they got mad when we did that. And that's when the feminist movement happened, where women, like they said, started fighting for equal rights, because it wasn't that women wanted to ever be men. Heck no, we don't want to be men. Look at y'all. No offense, but y'all in bad shape. Y'all are narcissistic. Half of y'all egotistical. Y'all are brainwashed. Y'all always fighting and killing each other. Y'all always waging wars. And every time a woman has to get caught up in it, because we cannot stop men from fighting necessarily. We can. But we ain't physically about to get y'all to stop raging wars and all this stuff. Women ain't raging wars. Women's not going out here saying we about to fight Palestine, we about to fight such a. That's not women. We're not running the country. So why y'all keep blaming women for everything anyway? We're not in charge or nothing. Y'all made sure that didn't happen. Y'all didn't want Kamala in the office. Y'all didn't want Hillary Clinton in the office. Y'all don't want a woman in these positions. But we keep getting destroyed by male rulers, though. We keep getting destroyed by male rulers, though, and y'all, but steady more people keep blaming the woman. We ain't. What you blaming us for? We still having babies. Women still getting pregnant. I ain't getting pregnant, y'all. I'm like, Women still getting pregnant and having the same men that keep turning on them, abandon them, because they not getting raised by men. They not getting raised by other men to teach them better. You see what I'm saying? And then the women, we ain't all in the best shape either, because we still traumatized. That's why melanated women got an attitude. This is years of trauma. So a lot of women, if you've been noticing, they are not in marriages, getting married anymore. They're not having babies anymore. They prefer to be independent and in solitude, because it's more peaceful. They're less likely to get taken advantage of. They're less likely to get used. They're less likely to get abandoned. They're less likely to get distracted. They're living their dreams, and they're becoming successful. And it is a study out there. I read about it. Predominantly melanated women are doing better in the world than we ever have been in a very long time. And how is that possible, given what we all been through? How is those results happening like that? Why do you think that is? And most of the women that are doing better, so they're you know what, I can't. It's women from all walks of life. Whether they've been single mothers, they've been raped, abused, they've been, left and abandoned. We still doing better than the average people out here. And a lot of them are single that are doing better. So we've been getting married. It hasn't been working. We've been getting married. We've been being mothers, and there hasn't been a benefit in it. Not really. You got to think I'm an oracle, so I have different people come give readings by me. And in general, I'm a researcher, so I'm going to study statistics and things and figure out what's going on out here. Women are fed up, ain't the word. Women are just in a place of self right now, because they have never been able to just be there for their self. We are always in a position to obey, submit, and give, and do what somebody say. Women have been enslaved. I don't care what nobody say. Marriage is not supposed to be a slave tool, but it has been used as a slave tool, including having children. It has been used as a slave tool, because everybody knows, once you start having children, that's a huge responsibility. Hell, becoming a husband or a wife is a huge responsibility. So it's certain things you can't do when you're a mother, because you have to think about the child and what's in the best interest of the child. That means you have to constantly neglect your own needs sometimes. That's not fair. So women have grown up their whole lives having to put themselves last. How do you think that makes them feel? That's why a lot of us have went through insecurities, depression, anxiety, lack of confidence. You know what I'm saying? We tolerate the craziest stuff. She hasn't had time to build herself up. She hasn't been put in an environment to. Remember, when they first started giving us jobs, they still wasn't giving us equal pay. We were still getting put in positions where men would get promoted over us. I hear you, Chrissy. Yeah, we were still getting jobs, right? And this is all women. We were still getting jobs where if there was a promotion going on, they did not want a woman in that position. They will always make sure a man will be promoted over her, so they can justify why she couldn't get that raise. And everybody keeps saying women are trying to compete with men because they want to be independent. No, honey, I ain't trying to compete with no man. You know what I'm doing? I just want to take care of myself, and I am not about to pretend like there's men out here that's just ready to take care of a woman, because they not. And then sometimes the same men that swear up and down this is the contradiction stuff. I done heard it all. I done heard men say, you grown, you supposed to take care of yourself. Okay, we grown, you right. I'm a woman, I'm supposed to take care of myself. So since I'm taking care of myself, what are you needed for then? What are you needed for? I'm having to pay a mortgage. I'm having to pay for food. I'm having to pay for lights, water. Like you said, take care of myself, take doctor's bills, whatever I do to take care of myself. I don't go really I don't have doctor's bills, I go get checkups and stuff, but I take care of myself. I'm a herbalist, so if I get sick, I know how to take some herbs to heal myself. And herbs, thankfully, I grow a lot of my herbs, but some herbs I can't grow it here, so I have to order stuff, and a lot of that stuff that I get is expensive. So I'm doing that. So if you think a woman that's having to fully take care of herself, paying a mortgage, car payment, maybe taking care of children by herself, having to work a job, she about to let a man come into her life that ain't about to help take care of her? Man, you crazy. You crazy. That's crazy. And y'all women need to stop doing that. Some men too. Y'all men, like I'm not, that's what I'm saying. This is not the era of that. Everybody need to be getting their money anyway. But we not in, that's what I'm saying. We need to just take care of each other. But honestly, I personally feel like everybody should go on a solitary journey. Whether you're a man or a woman, you need to learn how. You don't even know what it takes to take care of yourself. And that's why you don't value yourself. You see what I'm saying? And that's some people, you feel entitled for somebody to take care of you because maybe you grew up and you weren't taken care of the way you felt like you should by your mom or your dad or whoever your guardian was. And most of y'all, it's probably because you got brought up in poverty, as I just showed y'all about what we've been through. So some of this stuff, it's not that your mother and father didn't want to take care of you. They was going through all this. They was going through all this stuff. The division that was getting put on them, the tricks and the games that was being played on them that they didn't even know. And they was trying to fight this monster any way they could, and it was destroying us. It still destroyed us. So some of us need to heal from that stuff too and realize you can do something about it now. And sometimes that takes solitude because you're so angry for what's going on, and you may have inherited some toxic traits yourself from this trauma. Because most of the time when people go through this, even me, y'all, you're gonna inherit some toxic trauma, toxic behavior and trauma from this type of stuff. You have to heal and unlearn that stuff and become a better person. So when better comes along, you can receive it and you can give back. See what I'm saying? And you got to be alone through that, because there may be some ugly things about yourself that you keep hurting each other with. So I feel like y'all all need to stay single anyway. And once you know how it takes to take care of yourself, oh baby, like I tell people, I'm not what they call, I'm high maintenance. It takes a lot to take care of me. I don't eat meat. A vegan lifestyle is expensive. I'm a herbalist, and that prevents me having to go to the doctor. And herbs and all this, the great stuff that we need for our bodies is expensive. Okay, it's expensive. I'm a bruja, so crystals, y'all know crystals, copper, all the spiritual stuff has gone up tremendously. Okay, everything. So my lifestyle is not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Hence why I do what I do. I tell people, you might as well make what you do a way to make money off of it, so it won't be as expensive. And that's what I had to do, because I was spending money. I'm gonna have my sage and my candles, my incense, the things that I need. But now that I sell it all, they cut back on a lot of spending. That was just a smart move for me. And I recommend whatever it is y'all want to do. If you're spending your money on something enough, that means you know enough about it that you should start selling it. You know what I'm saying? That's ring the bell. You should start selling it. Start a business, okay? But everything is so expensive, these days, on top of the inflation. On top of the inflation just for daily life, which is y'all shelter, transportation, and food. Find all the economics, right? That's insane. It's so insane. So that's why I'm like, y'all, the solitary movement is the best thing you can do for yourself, because then you will understand some things. You will learn about yourself in a way that you never, ever realized. You'll realize if you're narcissistic, if you're egotistical, if you're selfish, if you're greedy, if you don't care about people. The ugly stuff is going to come out when you go on that solitary journey. That's the point. It's not to beat yourself up about it. You'll figure out where you got it from too, because most of us got it from somewhere. From people we've been around, which is why you need to go in solitary and get away from people for a long period of time so you can pinpoint these things. and realize, and then and that's another thing. Once you come out of solitude and you figure out where you got it from, you start looking at things a whole lot different, and you no longer want to be around people that have those toxic traits, so you will not continue to inherit them, and you become a divine being. That's what time it is, y'all. That's what time it is. And then you can attract your tribe. I know we love, that's another, we love being around each other, baby, but sometimes it's not in our best interest. It's just not. We've been doing that for a long time, and it hasn't really benefited us. Not really, because everybody, most of the time, we can't stay on the same page. We end up fighting each other instead of working together. We end up fighting each other instead of working together. So that was how long I've been on here? 30 minutes. That was the Solitary Witch part 3, y'all. Y'all know I'm a lone wolf. You know, I didn't, and before I go, I'm gonna talk about that too. I didn't become a lone wolf and a solitary witch by like choice. Like I was just explaining to y'all. Once you go into solitude and heal, you become allergic to bullcrap. Your boundaries change. So as soon as you see a red flag in somebody else or somebody triggering a past trauma, whether they're aware of this or not, you run for your life, and then your circle is going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller because you just don't have the tolerance for this bull crap. Let's ring the bell, okay? So it's like you get your tolerance level for toxicity and stress and drama and bull crap in general goes down. You know what I'm saying? Like people just and I don't, and it ain't just women, you know, going in solitude. It's people going in solitude. Men, that's another thing. It's a reason why a lot of men don't want to be married no more. It's too much pain amongst us both. And if y'all want to ever get to a better place again, so we can resume marriage, and healthy families again, everybody got to go into I call it going to their cocoon shell. You know what I'm saying? They go into your shell, so you can blossom into a butterfly eventually. And once we all start blossoming, it's going to be better. But nobody wants to go through it alone. So I know people that I call them what we call it? I'm trying to think of the term. Serial lovers. So they go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. They just literally get divorced and barely out of the divorce, they already having relations with somebody in a committed relationship. They just can't be alone. Them people are sick. I don't date people like that. If I know you just went through a breakup, I'm going to avoid you like the plague. And you can lie about it, and I can tell you going through a breakup, because most people that went through breakups, they have behaviors that's so toxic. And I can tell you've been with somebody, and that's why you acting like this. It's stuff that you do. It may be, you know, they be having trust issues. Sometimes they don't even realize that they bring up their partners about constantly, and I don't want to hear that crap about your ex-partner. I just don't. If all you doing is talking about your ex while we getting to know each other, I'm never going to talk to you again. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things. It's because you ain't never had no time for yourself. And some of these people that keep on dating, you are the problem. You're screwing everybody else up because you won't go heal. You keep jumping into relationships and saying there ain't no good people out there, and you expect people to heal you in a way that you can't even heal yourself, or at least go invest in some healing on your own so you can grow and change. Y'all better stop dating these crazy people. Stop dating. You know, y'all brave. I don't see how y'all still dating. I'm burnt out. I tell look, the pussy on strike, man. The pussy on strike, man. It's locked down. F that shit. Ain't nothing in it. Ain't enough love out here for me. It's too much stress out here for me. Everybody stressed the F out, and I don't want to hear it. Or, you know what it is too? It's studies that show that women that have been single longer have been living longer too. They're less likely to get sick. It's so burnt out because people too needy for me. I'm a solitary witch. I'm a loner. So I can be alone in a way that most men or women, because I know it's both, need constant attention and validation. And I'm not doing that mess, okay? Validate yourself. All right, like validate yourself. That's another thing. There's nothing about if you have to be in a relationship to feel like a woman, or if you have to be in a relationship to feel like a man, you're insecure, and you're definitely not independent, which is the total of the total opposite of independence and confidence. I don't. Who wants to be with somebody like that? I'm 35. Who want? And it's so taxing because as soon as you're not there for them and giving them the attention they need, they like, you don't care about me. I'm gonna go get it somewhere else, and they be gone quick, y'all. The way people cheat these days, and let me tell y'all, they have been showing how HIV, AIDS, STDs, and all kind of stuff has gone up recently. It has spiked. So we done already went through the pandemic and COVID-19. Now here come this crap, and y'all still out here dipping and dabbing out here. No, 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 no. That's another. They quick to jump on something that's real and not protect themselves too. I literally had somebody like he tried to tell me that he like literally and I never talked to him again. He said, "Yeah, I don't like using protection." And now I went and this is my thing. I don't know why he even told me that because we just started. I just started talking to you. Why are we talking about? Why are you bringing this up? But see, that's how they do. Like, why are they bringing this? Why are you bringing this up? Like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, so I was like, and you're blocked. Never, he got something. He probably don't even got to go to the doctor because a lot of diseases males are carrier of. They go undiagnosed as well as undetected because they never go to the doctor and get checks. And then they got the nerve to, like this dude said, not use protection and out here just going on. And y'all women better get smarter because I'm gonna be honest, like it's the XY chromosome. Be smarter. You're born to be smarter. Go get tested. Take care of your health. And stop letting these men dib and dab in you like that, or women, whatever your preference is. Y'all better be careful out here. It's nasty out here. It's nasty. It's nasty. Okay, it's not. So look, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening to me today. This is just what I wanted to. This is what I wanted to do and say today. This has been on my heart for a minute. All right. What she saying? I feel. I mean, if somebody said they married, if you've been married for 20 years, good for you. Congratulations on that. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Y'all know if y'all want to support me, y'all can go to my website, goddessontherise.life. And y'all showed y'all some stuff I got in stock. If y'all want to check some of my new merchandise out and a lot of my other merchandise and all my copper jewelry is always available. I am open in my shop today. I'm open to 4:30 today because I am going to another event later on. I'll be doing some readings at the 5 spot. If y'all live local here in Nashville, Tennessee, I'll be at the 5 spot. It starts at 6 p.m. and I'll be doing readings and set up shop. Okay, so I'm not going to be open full day today. I'll resume business hours tomorrow. Then I will be at another event Friday, but I'll have a full day Friday. I'll be at another event. It starts at about, I think, 7 or 8 o'clock. Okay, yeah, I'll be out here. Okay, I'll be out here getting these events. Okay, and also if y'all would like to donate to me, y'all know I got Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Chime, and PayPal. My PayPal and Zelle is goddessontherise.life@gmail.com. My Chime and Cash App is Copper Queen with QU33N Copper Queen. Okay, and what else I got? Did I say? And I have Venmo. It's Goddess on the Rise. Okay, if y'all would like to just donate, nothing is too big, nothing is too small. If y'all would like to get readings by me, you can email me at sacredenergyexchange222@gmail.com. That is sacredenergyexchange222@gmail.com. Y'all, if y'all want to book a reading with me and get yourself a reading, I highly recommend it. It's Mercury retrograde. So if you want to get a reading by me right now, get a reading by the Virgo right now while my brain is on 1 million. Okay, my brain is on 1 million. My brain I had to take a spiritual bath last night. I've been having to stay clean. I have been staying cleansed. I did a candle ritual and all, and I've been staying rested. Cause baby, the Mercury energy is not a game. Okay, and I'm an Aquarius moon and rising too. So yes, y'all get those readings by me. I'm open. Please, you do have to book in advance. Also, one more thing, y'all get y'all. This is one of my copies. I just sold one yesterday. A young lady stopped by and picked one up. I appreciate her. All right, she gave me a shout out online. So y'all know my Google information is on at the end of this video too. If y'all would like to give me a review, y'all can give me a review on my live. So you don't have to even make a purchase to leave me a review on Google. Leave me a 5-star review of things that I say in my videos resonate with you, or you feel that I'm doing a great job. I appreciate y'all, and get y'all know unks up. Get y'all copper unk, y'all. These are 5. They selling. I only got a couple left. They've been selling. So look, get y'all copper unk. All right. So thank y'all so much. I'm going to talk to y'all next time. Happy Wednesday. Happy Miracle Days. Happy Witchy Wednesday. Peace, love, and balance. Copper Queen checking out.